So off I'm going to go, and I'm getting everything packed up today, and I got to go out in the yard, and I got to practice. And how did I get my scooter, you may say? Well, I'll tell you. One day, I was out hauling corn, and I went down in the cornfield, and I stepped in a darn gopher hole. And one of my legs got somewhat injured, and I never could walk exactly right after that, walk with a limp, you see. And so I went to my doctor, and I asked him if I could have me a roundabout. And he said, well, of course, Dottie. Say it's getting a little hard for me, and I do have a little arthritis, but I'm still very spry at 87, and he said, sure. And so that's how I got my roundabout, through my insurance company. And they did me proud. I never thought I'd get it, but I did. And I just love it, I tell you. And another thing I love is my little cell phone. Now, we never had these back in my day. Goodness me, no. We never had nothing like that. And these things are wonderful. And I got me a power pack, and, my little things you plug in and all that gizmo, and I'll be charging it up in the sun. And also I got another cord I can go in the bathroom and charge it up in there in the restrooms if I want. And I just don't want nobody seeing me do it, but I will be doing that. And I got my sun ones. I can put them right in the sun, charge them. And these things are just wonderful. Oh my God. And, I got a tape recorder on here. So I said, Dottie, do the story of your life. And get out there on the road, and it's time to leave this old cabin farm behind and just take off. And I can't wait to have my hair in the wind, and I'm traveling down the turnpike. Of course, I do have to go off to the side because I only can get it up to about maybe 15 miles an hour. And I don't want to push her, you see, and I don't want to get no ticket. So I'm just going to practice, and I'll probably go about 5 miles an hour chugging up the road. And slowly but surely, we'll get there to Canada. And so I'm going to go out right now, and I'm going to practice. And I'm going to turn the key over and see how I can do. And but before I do that, I got one more thing to tell you. Now, when I was at my bingo game down in the town, I told one of my friends, Patricia, about my plans, and she just laughed at me. She said, Dottie Rider, you're 87 years old. How do you plan on going to Canada on a roundabout if you get your scooter? And I said, well, 5 miles an hour at a time. And she laughed, and she said, Dottie, you can't be going down a turnpike going 5 miles an hour on a scooter thing, and with cars whipping by you at 65 to 70 miles an hour, dear. And I said, well, of course I can, if I'm careful and I stay over to the side of the road, way over, and I'll make it all the way. And she said, Dottie, you can't. And I said, I can too. And she said, you cannot. And I said, I can too. And she said, cannot. And she said, where are you going to go on that thing? I said, I'm going to Canada. I'm going to go up in the wilderness. I'm going to chuck it. I'm going to chuck it all. I just want to get away from it all. And I'm sick of my old rundown farmhouse, and it ain't worth but 2 cents. And she said, well, sell it, Dottie. Sell it. Make a fortune. And I said, it ain't worth but $1.98 anyway. Outside's falling apart, for crying out loud. I said, my mom and dad took care of the inside, but they never cared much about the outside, and it looks like heckin', and I'm just going to leave everything there, the bank income, and repossess it. They can have all my stuff. I will miss my sewing machine, though. That I'll have to get a new one when I get up to Canada. And she said, and what are you going to Canada for? I said, well, I'm going up there, and I'm going to build me a mini mansion. What do you think? I said, I'm going to the wilderness. I'm going to find a very remote spot where nobody will know where I am, and I'm going to get me some cement, and I'm going to get me some stones, field stones, and I am going to make me a mini mansion. And she laughed and thought it was hilarious. She said, 87 years old, you're going up on a turnpike, on a roundabout, to go to the Canada Wild, to build yourself a mini mansion? Dottie Rider, come off of it. And I said, what's so funny, Patricia? And she said, it's just hilarious. You will never be able to do it in God's world. And I said, well, you don't know me, Patricia, because I happen to. And I'm going. And I'm going to build me that mini mansion, and I'm going to live happily ever after. And she said, and how are you going to take your animals? I said, I'll let them all go and let the neighbors have them, of course. But I'm taking Misty, and I'm taking Bingo. And So anyway, that's what I told her, and she just laughed her head off at me. So anyway, I'm going out and I'm going to practice right now. So here I go. Well, it turned over good. Well, here I go. All right, take it slow, Dottie. To the left, to the right. Circling, circling around. Pull over and stop. Back up, go forward, again to the left, again to the right. Circling around. I've been going around the yard now for about 5 minutes, and I'm doing just fine, and I know I can do it. And I'll circle around again. I'll go down to the main road, see if I can drive her. Oh man, this is fun. I never had so much fun in my life. I don't know what I've been missing all my life. These little scooters are just fabulous. And now that I got me transportation, I can head to Canada and fulfill my dream. And I'm going back up the old dirt road to my house now. Wind's in my hair. Oh, this is fun. I'm going to have me a good time. So here I am back in my yard. I'll shut the key off now. Oh, that was fun. That was great. Good news, Bingo. Good news, Misty. We're going tonight. Mama's going to pack us up some sandwiches and a few things in your kitty and doggy food, and we're going to Canada. And I'll be right back. Well, I'm back, and I got everything packed up, and I got my bags hanging, off the little sides of my scooter here in the back. It's not too big a scooter, but, it all fits if you cram it in. And I got my money hid under the seat, so nobody's going to know it's there. And I'm just got like one bag of clothes and something warm because I know it's cold in Canada. So I got my best sweaters and a couple of pairs of my winter pants and my undies and my shoes. And I'm just my hairbrush, and that's it. I'm just heading, and I got a hat, and I'll wear my little bomber hat up the road, and my little I got a sweatsuit on, and I got a little thin jacket, and I got a heavier jacket in there too, so when it gets colder, as I'm getting to the Canadian border, I'll put on the heavier one, of course. But right now, it's still pretty nice out. It's early spring, and it's just starting to get warm up here in Canada, and I figured, Dottie, get up there before the snow flies there, little lady, because once you get up there, you got to go when it's warm, because I got to build me a home. So I don't want to go out and, build something when it's freezing cold. Well, what you think? Do you think I'm that dim-witted? Of course I'm not. I'm going up there. I'm going to find me a store that sells supplies, and I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to get me some cement. And once I'm up there, I'll probably get like a little travel tote thing to put on the back, lug my cement over to where I'm going to build my home, and just start building. So here I go. I got to have dinner, and I'll be right back. Well, I had dinner, and I got Bingo all settled in his little carrier, and I got Misty. Oh, they don't like him much. They don't like going in those things. I had a heck of a time getting them in there, but I got little blankets and a little padding in there for each one of them, so they're not sore or anything. And I got some nice warm blankies in there, and they'll snuggle up and they'll sleep probably most of the way while I'm going off on my scooter. So here I go. I'm in the wind. Vroom, vroom, Oh, I tell you, this is exciting. I'm all excited. Well, I've never been on in a car or anything except, an old plow that I used to drive, and this is fantastic. Yeah, I'm loving this. Okay, here it is. Here's the turnpike. Here I go. I'm getting on. Here I go. I scooted right by the cars and never saw me even go. There's a lineup. So I scooted right along the side, kept my head down low, and I'm halfway down the turnpike. I made it. Well, Bingo, settle down now, little ones back there. Settle down. We're on our way to our new life. We're heading for the Canadian border. I sure hope those Canadian border people are nice, 'cause I sure want to go and be a citizen. And once I get up there, I'll take my citizenship and I'll become a full-fledged citizen of Canada, and I'll do them proud. And if the guy ever finds me who owns that place, be it lady or man, I'm just going to tell him, I'm not squatting on your land, sir. I'm just doing really good things for you. And I'll be right back.